In trading, your method is your recipe for picking stocks, deciding when to buy or sell, and managing risk. Without it, Bob's just gambling and the stock market is a terrible casino. Let's say Bob's method is super simple to start. He decides he'll only buy stocks in companies he understands, like ones that make stuff he uses every day. He's a gamer, so he looks at a company like Gamehaven, which makes consoles. His method includes a checklist. Is the company making money? Are people buying their products? Is the stock price reasonable compared to their earnings? This checklist is like Bob's cheat sheet, keeping him from falling for shiny distractions like Zoom Zoom's hype train. Bob also sets rules for when to sell. Say he decides, if a stock drops 10%, I'm out, no questions asked. That's part of his method, having clear exit points. Why? Because without them, Bob might hold onto a sinking stock, hoping it'll come back, like waiting for an ex to text you back. Spoiler, it usually doesn't. A good method keeps Bob disciplined, like training wheels on a bike. It's not foolproof, but it gives him a fighting chance to make smart moves. Okay, so Bob's got his mind in check and he's got a method. He's feeling pretty good, maybe even a little cocky. But here comes the third M. Money. This one's about managing your cash so you don't end up eating instant noodles for a year because you bet it all on one stock. Money management is like Bob deciding how much of his burger-flipping paycheck he's willing to risk. Elder says you should never put all your eggs in one basket, or in Bob's case, all his cash in one stock. Let's say Bob's got $1,000 to invest. He might think, I'll dump it all into Gamehaven because I love their consoles. Bad move, Bob. Elder's rule of thumb is to risk only a small chunk of your money on any one trade, say 2%. For Bob, that's $20 per trade. Why so stingy? Because if Gamehaven tanks, Bob's still got most of his $1,000 to try again. It's like only betting a few bucks at a poker game instead of going all in with your rent money. This way, one bad trade doesn't wipe Bob out. Bob also learns to size his bets based on his method's signals. If Gamehaven checks all his boxes and looks like a solid pick, he might buy a few shares. But if it's a risky bet like Zoom Zoom with its sketchy hype, he might skip it or put in even less. Money management is Bob's safety net, making sure he can keep playing the game even if he takes a few hits. So Bob's got his mind calm, his method locked in, and his money under control. He's starting to feel like he might actually survive this trading thing. But here's the kicker. The 3 M's aren't just steps you check off and forget. They're like a 3-legged stool. Each leg has to be strong, or the whole thing tips over. Bob's learning that the hard way, because just as he's getting confident, he spots a new stock on X that everyone's raving about. It's called Megamoon Corp,